Nice. We are live, and welcome to Sunday, March 23rd, 2025. We're going to play the puzzles. We're going to start with our connections puzzle. Then we're going to move on to the mini crossword puzzle. And then, of course, our Wordle. Love the Wordle. And then our Strands puzzle. Who knows what Strands is going to throw at us today. And then we are going to do the letterboxed. All of those. Now, I did tell you I would continue that story from yesterday. So, I've had a lot of stories lately, a lot of things going on. Some of them are stressful, some of them not so stressful, some of them good, some of them all over the place. And so, I was going to continue on my my struggle with, needing to, figure out what was going on with the lacrosse team just randomly showing up in my classroom. Okay, so here's this other funny part that has nothing to do with lacrosse. So I'm in there, and I was getting really pretty heated. They could tell that I was like, you just like interrupted very, very important things. Here I am teaching class. It's like super important that I get all this stuff done. And on Fridays in our district, Fridays is a limited schedule. It's a shorter schedule because we have all the teachers get together and do professional learning communities, and there's this whole thing. Anyway, shorter schedule, so I'm like, you are interrupting a ton here. What's going on? And so, hey, Michael, how you doing? Just recapping a story that happened just on Friday. So then I'm in, I did what I needed to do, and then the kids had a little bit of time at the end to kind of, rehearse it in their heads what I was teaching, and some kids even went out and took pictures. And then during that, I get a call from my wife, and she is one that, if she calls, it had better be something really important, right? So we have this rule. I don't know if it's the same at your house, but if someone calls and you don't answer, yeah, maybe you're busy or something. But if somebody calls and then immediately after calls again, it's like two calls, one right after the other. It's not like a few minutes of pause. It's like call, hang up, call again. Then it's like, oh, that's important. Go answer immediately. So I answered the phone super, super fast. And I said, hey, what's going on? And my wife was like, will you come home as fast as you can when you get home? And I'm like, okay, I just deal with this like crisis situation at the school. What's going on? And she said, yeah, our kitchen sink exploded. And I'm like, what do you mean the kitchen sink exploded? She said she was like, washing dishes or, using the sink in some way, and turned the water on. And we've got one of those faucets with like the gooseneck, that hangs down, and you can pull the faucet out of the gooseneck. And it's older, right? It's older than us being in that house. The previous owner had probably installed it, or a few owners. We actually know that quite a few people have lived in our house. So she pulled it out, turned the water on, and there's like a hose, right, that holds the sprayer onto the gooseneck, and you can, make it longer. It's designed to do that. And so, so she turned the water on, and there was like a little part that had kind of like herniated, right? There's like some of the hose showing, and I guess over time it had worn a hole, and finally she turned it on today, and it just sprayed water everywhere. There was water all over the place. And so it was under the sink, it was on the floor, it was on the countertop, everywhere. And so she called me in a panic. And then so we ended up running we went two places. We went to Home Depot, and their faucets for kitchens, I don't know if you've been to Home Depot in a while, it was just stupid expensive. And then I looked on Lowe's.com, the blue one, not the orange one. And theirs were like half the price. I'm like, okay, we're going to Lowe's. And so we drove over to Lowe's instead of Home Depot. Home Depot is, I have a Home Depot fairly close to me, so we usually go there. But there's a Lowe's also not that far away. So we went to that instead. And of course, we were able to find one we absolutely loved, and it was half the price. And actually, installation was not too bad. The trickiest part was like getting the old one off, because it had been kind of stuck on there for a long time. So we got the old one off. My son helped me. It was great, holding the flashlight and, guiding me from above and stuff. And we ended up installing this new sink or this new faucet for our kitchen sink, because my wife had a kitchen explosion. Let's see. Why is Strands color yellow? It felt right. If you look at the logo for Strands, when we open it, you'll see the color is like a light blue and a mustardy yellow. And so I used that. I didn't want to use two blue ones because the other one, the mini crossword, is also blue. And it just so happened that the order that I do our puzzles is purple, and you can see it right there, purple, and then blue, and then green, and then yellow, and then red. It makes a perfect rainbow. So that was not on purpose. It just happened to be that order that I do it in. All right, let's dive in. Let's do the connections puzzle. We're looking at smart, airplane, back, pocket, grab, buttons, stop, fly, fairy, entrance, black, rivet, Mac, wrist, absorb, and hospital. Wow. These are all over the place. Off the cuff, an airplane has wings. A fairy has wings. A fly has wings. I don't know. Is that correct? Let's see. There's a back button. Rivet gun. Rivets on jeans. Mac. Okay, what does that mean? Mac truck. Mac the knife. To absorb, to grab, like to understand something, To pocket. Yeah, why is buttons plural? That's interesting. Wow. Huh. Honestly, I'm having a hard time. Should we hit the shuffle button? Black velvet. There's a rivet, a fly, a pocket. These are parts of jeans. Smart. Back? Oh, buttons. Maybe buttons. Right? Jeans have pockets, a fly, like the zipper part, and rivets. Let's try that. We're not even close. Okay, don't waste your guesses. Don't waste your guesses. I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, but hospital and airplane seem like they go together. Like a place you have to go through security, right? Or like it's a place for, I don't know. Like they just seem like they go together. Maybe I'm wrong. Or smart watch, smartphone, get smart. There's a movie called Airplane. Stopover, flyover. Huh. It's very peculiar. I agree. It's very peculiar. I know. Super red herring. Pockets, buttons. Yeah, that was my initial thought too. I think we're on the same page here. Hey, let's shuffle. Let's shuffle. We haven't shuffled yet. I feel like to absorb and to grab are related. And to pocket something, but I don't know what else could be there. To pocket, to absorb, to back. Let's try something totally different. A wrist. Your wrist like bends. Honestly, this is a tough one. Oh, different watches. Oh, look at you. Look at you, Michael. Oh my gosh. Wristwatch, pocket watch, smartwatch, stopwatch. Yep, and stopwatch. Good call. Good call. And that is the third most challenging, so I guess there's two easier ones. At least we should find the green. What's the green category? Okay. So in skateboarding, there is a hospital flip. You can do a back flip. You can do a grab. Oh gosh. Okay, maybe I'm grasping at straws here, but there is such a thing as a hospital flip. Yeah, I know. Booyah. Feels good. Am I onto something there? Back flip, hospital flip? I've never heard of a grab flip, but I know that there is, the grab. You can grab your board when flying in the air. I wonder if we're onto something here with rivet, buttons. But we tried these and it said that we were not even one away. If we were one away, I might go, oh, maybe it's something else. But we weren't even one away. Black tie, black. Hey, Big Funny, how you doing? So we're playing the connections. If you have played already, don't share the answer. But if you're trying to struggle through it with us, absolutely help us, because we are having a whale of a time. Michael came up with this: words that modify watch, right? Pocket watch, smartwatch, stopwatch, and wristwatch. Boy, oh boy, but from there, where do we go? I thought of flip, right? There's a hospital flip. There's a back flip. But I've never heard of any of these others. Mac flip, back flip, Mac flip. I mean, these rhyme. Look at this. Black, back, Mac. Nothing else rhymes, though. So think about this. This is the word entrance, but this is also the word entrance. Like, to put someone in a trance is to entrance. What do you mean? Fairy has wings. Airplane has wings. This is like one of the first ones. Fly has wings. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A hospital has wings. Oh my gosh. Not that kind of wing. Not a flying wing. Oh, what do you bet? What do you bet? And that's the green category? No, thank you. The green category. Hospital wings. Good night. Yeah, you guys are on to something here with that one. Hospital wing. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm thinking like wings to help you fly kind of wings. Not even close. All right, so we've got the yellow category, which tends to be a little easier. But apparently we've got hard categories in the green here. Not as obvious answers. And then purple tends to be a lot more challenging. It's a stretch, right? Whatever you do, it's probably a stretch. So for rivet, I thought of like a rivet gun, or it holds things together to rivet something, to grab something. I am riveted by it. I am grabbed by it. I am absorbed by it. I am entranced by it. That's not entrance, that's entrance. I am entranced. What do you bet? Oh, don't do that. And it's yellow. Okay. I was really worried, like sincerely worried about this puzzle. I'm glad we're doing it together because, oh my gosh. Black, back, and Mac, but buttons? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? Buttons, black, buttons, back, and Mac. Darned if I know. What's the difference here? What's the connection? Huh? Words repeated in Miss Mary Mac. Oh my gosh. All dressed in black, black, black. Okay, I'm no longer 11 years old, so I don't know. I don't remember this one. Oh boy, that one's a stretch. You know, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, for sure, that's got to be it. Once it makes sense, this one's a stretch. All right, words that modify watch: pocket watch, smartwatch, stopwatch, and a wristwatch. Things with wings. This apparently was the green category. Should have been the easiest. Airplane has wings. Fairies have wings. A fly has wings. And then a hospital has wings. The maternity wing, right? The OR wing. Oh my gosh. See, sometimes they just really stand out, and sometimes it's like, that's a stretch. Okay, captivate, to absorb. Not entrance, to entrance. Entrance, to grab, to rivet. I'm riveted by it. Words repeated in Miss Mary Mac sat on a tack. I don't even remember how it goes. I know you play, you know, little like, what do you call that? Little clap hands game. All right, well, that one was tough. It would be easier if I was still 11 years old, maybe. All right. Hey, want to hear a secret? That sounds like maybe like psst, right? Psst. People make that sound. Psst. Hey, want to hear a secret? That's funny. I wonder if that's it. I might have to change it. Spooky story with a question mark. So it's a stretch answer, right? It's like a funny gimmick answer. Spooky story, like a ghost story? I'm going to have to change that one too. Baby grand for one. Oh, baby grand is a type of piano. Perfectly behaved child is probably an angel. Something to cram for, maybe a test. All right. Hold on the phone. Wait a minute. Okay. Letter between Oscar and Quebec in the NATO alphabet. Okay, so O. I'm literally going through my alphabet in my head. N, O, P, P, and Q. Okay, so P is for... Is P for Papa? Hold on. Let's go through and erase that one. Is it Papa? I didn't think it was Papa. Period of work. I don't think we have it correct. Okay, let's erase that one because I don't know if that one's right either. All the world, per a famous line from Shakespeare, all the world's a stage. Pointy parts of a fork, those are the tines. Indianapolis football player is a colt. So what's this one across? Spooky story. Oh, that's funny. I like that. The spookiest story is the attic. I love those ones with a question mark because they're total gimmick. You know, they're total gimmick answer. Hey, you want to hear a secret? Psst. That's an onomatopoeia right there. Psst. We all say it though, right? You're trying to pass a secret. We always make that noise. Spooky story. Not story like tell me a story, like the stories, the levels of your house. Spookiest story of a house is your attic. That's so good. Oh, like people that write these crosswords just must have the funnest job in the world. They're like, oh, we're going to tell this joke and you get to find the punchline. And once you get it, you're going to laugh out loud. I love it. Baby grand for one. There's an upright piano or grand piano. Different types of pianos. Electric piano. Perfectly behaved child. An angel. I'm doing tomorrow's puzzle? It's only... Well, what am I going to do tomorrow then? Dang it. I am doing tomorrow's puzzle. Thanks for pointing that out. I actually had no idea. Something to cram for. A test. Usually I do this earlier in the day, and I do today's puzzle, but here we are doing Monday's puzzle. Letters between Oscar and Quebec. Or Quebec. Some people might say Papa. P for Papa. Period of work. A stint. Okay, yeah, I could see that. A stint. All the world's a stage, according to Shakespeare. Pointy parts of a fork. The tines. And then Indianapolis football player is a colt. Now, you just brought it to my attention, and I am so surprised. Hang on. There it is. Okay. So today's the 23rd, so let's try the one from the 22nd. No shame in doing the wrong puzzle once in a while. How about that? Okay. Thank you for pointing that out. Actually, like legitimately, thank you for pointing that out. You have school tomorrow? Guess what? I have school tomorrow too. If you'd believe it, big funny, I am a teacher. Isn't that crazy? All right, today's mini crossword puzzle, not tomorrow's crossword puzzle. Man, what am I going to do tomorrow then? Do the next day? And then it just shifts on? Maybe this is better. Maybe it's for the better because tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, probably either Tuesday or Wednesday, I am going to miss the live stream. I know for a fact that I'm going to miss the live stream. Where am I going? I'm going to Costco. Now, I go to Costco, and I can still do a live stream, but this is a special day at Costco. Some of you guys heard this story already, but a few days ago, I got a flat tire. Now, when I say flat, I mean like riding on the rim flat tire. And so a couple days later, after I'd put the donut on, the whole thing, I took this car to Costco, and I said, hey, I think my tires are under warranty. Can you fix the flat, and that kind of stuff. And they said, oh, yeah, sure. And then they called me back like 10 minutes later, and they said, ooh, hey, funny story. You don't have a flat tire. There's nothing wrong with the rubber. You have a crack in your rim, right? The steel rim. So I'm like, oh, shoot. I got to buy new rim. So I called all the different dealerships. It's a Toyota. And so I called all the Toyota dealerships around town. And then one lady was said, yeah, this is just a really funny looking six spoke. And I said, no. What are you looking at? Because mine's a 7-spoke. And she said, well, send me a picture of it. And it was not the stock rim. It was a Lexus rim that some previous owner had stuck this old rim on. And so I ended up calling the dealership, the Lexus dealership, and I said, hey, what can you help me find this rim so we can order a new one? And he said, after 10, 15 minutes of searching, I was even doing Google app searches and stuff. We finally found it. It was from a 1994 Lexus G300. I don't know Lexus cars, but it's this old Lexus car. And so here I am trying to put a Lexus rim, an ancient Lexus rim, it's 31 years old, onto my still pretty old car. And I was like, okay, if it's this old, then maybe the other ones are going to crack too. And so I caved, and I ended up having to buy new rims for this car. I'm trying to do as little work to this car as possible, especially if I win the America's Favorite Teacher. You saw the link in the pinned comment. Cast your daily vote for me. I know in the pinned comment you can't click on links, but if I do win that, I win enough money that I could buy myself a new car, which would be incredible. So vote for me. You can vote once every 24 hours, which would be insanely cool. I have a QR code too. You can bring it up if you want. But yeah, it's in there. So anyway, I am going back to Costco. They had a special order. They don't just have rims on hand. They special ordered it from their warehouse. It's coming either Tuesday or Wednesday this week. And so I will be going back to Costco for an extended stint to to put new rims on my ancient car. All right. An auction offer sounds like a bid. Side of a diamond is a facet. How do I spell that, though? Facet? That sounds right. That feels right. Let's see if it is right. School subject that anagrams to a garble. What word anagrams to garble? A garble. Oh. Yeah, no, this is today's. Look. Saturday. Oh, freak, that's yesterday. Oh my gosh. All right, you know what? Maybe we're doing 3 puzzles today. Michael, thanks for calling me out again. Oh my gosh, I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, duh, this is today's puzzle. No, it's not. Look at the date. It says Saturday. Saturday. Oh, good heavens. I'm falling apart, Michael. Thanks for keeping me on track. Thanks for keeping me in check. Oh, gosh. Okay, mix these letters around. A, garble. Fittingly. Okay, so if it's a garble, but that's fittingly, is it like an English class? But there's no SH. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. Apple laptop is a MacBook. I'm going to have a story for you pretty soon about my MacBook. I'm working on a MacBook right now, but it does crazy things like doubling letters and stuff. And so I may be in the market for a new laptop. I don't know. I took it to somebody and he said, if you hold the keys down, I told him that when you type too forcefully, then it shuts down my Mac. And he said, oh, that's a problem with the motherboard. That's going to be, you can't just fix that. U.S. city that's home to 71 streets with Peachtree in their names. Oh, it's got to be somewhere from Georgia. Atlanta fits. Let's leave it and we might need to erase it. Wikipedia and weather.com. Wikipedia.org. Those are URLs. They're sites. I don't know. I might need to erase that one too. It's when you're doing the crossword puzzle, you never do the crossword puzzle in pen unless you like draw really lightly, because you're going to erase a lot of that. But thank goodness we're doing it digitally like this. And if you're not sure, you can just lightly, you can type it in and then erase it later. Anagrams mean switching the letters around. Yeah. So it is an anagram. I just can't think of a school subject that if you garble those letters around, what word does that make? I don't know. A higher ed degree, maybe like med, or PhD, maybe PhD. Let's try PhD. Maybe that's correct. Who knows? All right. One way of reselling tortilla chip. Oh, resealing is a bag clip. Yep, a bag clip. Athlete's frigid recovery treatment, an ice bath. Ooh, sounds cold. Prepare to eat as a fish. Maybe debone. Take the bones out of some salmon or something. Shoes without heels. Flats. Brings out. Brings out. I don't know. I might need to come back to that one. Physicians group. Maybe AMA. Oh, I love this. I just got the anagram. It's math class. What is it? Look at it. Algebra. Great. That's so good. Algebra. Oh my gosh. Okay. I swear we're going to do Sunday's puzzle. I promise you we will. An auction offer, a bid. Side of a diamond, a facet. School subject that anagrams to a garble, fittingly, because it is a garble in my mind. Algebra. That's so good. That's great. An Apple laptop is a MacBook. You might have a MacBook Pro at home. U.S. city that's home to 71 streets with Peachtree in their name. That was a total guess, but I'm glad we were correct. Atlanta, Georgia. I was like, yeah, it's got to be somewhere in Georgia. Wikipedia.org or weather.com or different sites. What did you say? Oh, cities? Oh, sites with a C. So sites with a C is the way you spell, cite your sources. Where did you get that idea? Cite your source. Like a work cited. That's with a C. But then S, sites, is like campsites or, websites. Higher ed degree. That was a good guess, too. I was thinking of different degrees, like the Masters of Education or MFA, my Masters of Fine Arts. No, if you're a doctorate, you're a PhD. One way to reseal tortilla chips, a bag clip. Athlete's frigid recovery treatment, an ice bath. Prepare to eat as a fish, to debone. Shoes without heels, flats. And then brings out, trots. Brings. What do you mean? Brings out, trots? I don't get that one. Physicians group, the American Medical Association. And then, we didn't even get to this one. Belcalis marlenis almanzar. Blank. A.K.A. Cardi B. Is that really her name? Holy cow. What a name. That is quite a mouthful of a name. All right, now watch this. I'm going to do it correctly. Open a new tab. And then I say today's date. Boom. And wait a minute. Help me out here. Did we do yesterday's puzzle today? And then we did today's puzzle yesterday? Because I solved this one. I solved this one yesterday. Women's World Cup team that had a rivalry with the U.S. during the 2010s. Japan. We knew this. Napoleon's punishment during the 1810s twice. I said death, and I think once you're put to death, that kind of only happens once. But exile might happen twice. Component of muscle tissue. At first, I said fiber, like muscle fiber. No, it's sinew. Yeah, no, remember this one? We totally did this. And watch yesterday's live stream. It's in there. Wreck beyond repair. Total. Remember I said we were telling that whole story about how 3 separate cars of mine have been totaled. Not my fault. 3 times. Not my fault. One time I got barreled into from the side. Somebody sideswiped me thinking it was their turn to turn across my lane. And they got me right in the back. And it just... the force of it happening, I spun around 2.5 times. I was like on a tilt-a-whirl or something. I was like on the teacups ride, just going around and around and around. It was insane. But that totaled my very first car. Oh, I loved that car. It was a 1991 Corolla wagon. It was maroon. It had stickers on the back. Actually, it drove like a dream. It's a really nice car. And then my second car that I totaled, or that got totaled, I was in it, was my baby, my 2001 PT Cruiser. Yeah, laugh it up, I know, PT Cruiser. But it drove like a dream, and it actually, we bought it from a mechanic, and he was like, I barely use this thing, I need to sell it, but I'm always fixing it up, I'm always adding new parts and fixing it and stuff. And it really, it was a manual transmission. It had a sunroof. My one and only car that's ever had a sunroof. If I win this America's Favorite Teacher thing, you know what my main criteria is? I have some ideas of what car I want, and even what year range that I want. I don't want it too new because, car companies tend to get kind of lazy during COVID and such. I have this idea of what year I want, but the number one thing is if I buy a new car, it has to have a sunroof. It has to have a moonroof. If it doesn't, I am not interested in the car. Do not show me a car that doesn't have a sunroof. That is my one criteria. I know, I'm ridiculous. I know, it's so petty. It's so first world problem. But the one thing I will be looking for in a new car is, does it have a sunroof? And the answer is no. Then I will not be purchasing that car. Yeah, I know. Oh, that's why it didn't show it to me, because I already did it. I was going to say, it's so early in the day. Oh my gosh, I had something stuck in my throat. I swallowed a fly or something. Oh, and I didn't finish that story. I said there were 3 cars, right? None of them were my fault for being totaled. This last car, it was in 2018 on my stinking birthday. On my birthday. Can you believe that? On my birthday. And we were driving to go meet my mom and my stepdad at a restaurant. We're going to go celebrate. It's going to be great. And we were in a long, long line of cars. Literally like a quarter mile of cars. And this kid, 19-year-old kid in a Jeep, not paying attention, on his phone. Admittedly, he was on his phone. He told us that. He felt really, really bad about it. And slammed his Jeep with that cow catcher they have on the front of a Jeep sometimes, that metal bar post thing, like a roll cage or whatever, and slammed that you could even see the indent of this roll cage in the back of our van. Hit it pretty square on too. He was exact. It wasn't to the side or anything. It was like a perfect indent. And it hit us so hard that my wife suffered an MTBI, a mild traumatic brain injury. She had to go to a million different therapists. I had to go to the chiropractor a bunch, and all 4 of our kids were in the back seats too. And I took a picture of it. The distance, he slammed into the back of us. The distance between the hatch and the back seat, where my 2 smallest kids were in their car seats at the time. They're not in car seats now. They're older now, but they were in car seats then. Was 2 inches, right? And it was hair raising. It was a very scary moment. We had to go to the chiropractor a ton, and even beyond that, mild traumatic brain injury therapy and stuff. It was not good. It was not good. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that And so the end of that story is the insurance company gave us like a settlement, and they were like, oh, here's what we'll offer you. And I was like, I'm sorry, that will not pay for a car. I mean, we're out of car. We don't have a car right now. And they're like, well, take it or leave it. And then so I called around, and they said, yeah, if you want to fight it, then you could get a little bit more, but you'd have to go to small claims court and stuff. And by that time, you're not even making that much more. It's just not worth it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so literally our only option was to buy that stupid car back. So I shouldn't say stupid. Let's keep the energy high here, right? It's definitely showing its age, right? You guys have heard a couple of stories about this car. Now, most recently, that the rims, which were not actually the stock rims, they're from 1994 on a Lexus. Yeah, Lexus and Toyota are sister companies. And I've got, oh my gosh, these rims. So we have to replace these rims on this ancient car just to make it run still. Here's one. Like the air at a hookah lounge, smoky. Joking remarks, jests. Statement of truth, an axiom. I love that word, axiom. The ship on Wall-E was the axiom. Kind of bean used in refried beans, pinto beans. I love pinto beans. I like black beans more. You guys know this about me. I like black beans more, but pinto beans are a close second. Close second. Spring a leak. Oh, that's so perfect. Remember I was telling that story just now about how my wife called on Friday in a panic, just in an absolute panic, because our kitchen sink had sprung a leak from the gooseneck to the faucet. It can like remove, and she was there was like a small little like herniated part of the rubber tubing that had started sticking out, and we just left it, whatever, it's fine. And then I guess that wore away, and that became a sore spot, in the tubing. And she turned it on yesterday, and water went everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. She was cleaning it up with towels, beach towels and stuff, whatever she could find. And it was under the sink. It was on the counter. It was on the floor. It was on the walls, everywhere. It was just, she turned it on all over her, right? She was soaking wet. It was crazy. But we ran to Lowe's. At first we went to Home Depot, but everything at Home Depot was like double the price. We went to Lowe's, and it was like super affordable. Honestly, I don't know why people don't go to Lowe's more than they do. Lowe's was like very quiet, and I'm like, oh, everything's like cheaper here. I'm good with this. We even like created a Lowe's account. You can like rack up points and stuff. Anyway, we sprung a leak. We sprung a leak on Friday, and I fixed it. And then afresh, newly. All right, very good. Yeah, I know. What a goofy little escapade. We ended up doing 3 crossword puzzles. I've got 3 tabs open with crossword puzzles in them. One we did yesterday. Lizard, you were there when we did that one. And then 2 from today, 1 from Monday. So apparently we did a future puzzle, which, oops, sorry about that. What are we going to do tomorrow? Maybe we'll just go over it, I guess. And then the Saturday puzzle from the day before. And it didn't default to today's puzzle. So here I am doing the previous puzzle and tomorrow's puzzle, the future puzzle, and I'm like, dude, just do today's puzzle. But we had done today's puzzle yesterday, so some of you guys were there for that. Oh man, too funny. All right, let's play the Wordle, and if you don't mind, I'm so sorry. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. You can work it out. If you're screaming the answer to me or something, I will not be looking. For the Wordle, I tend to just kind of like suffer through it myself, you know what I mean? Coming up with, any old wording that I can. But if you know the answer, right, you've already done the Wordle today, keep it to yourself, right? It's no fun if you get spoon-fed the answer. I love to kind of productively struggle through this. Okay, so what do we start off with? Let's do maybe like the word style that has a Y in it and an E. No way. Okay. Did you hear what I just said? I said, oh, there's a Y and an E in it. And then what came up? A Y and an E. There's no way. I promise I don't look at this ahead of time. That is remarkable. Okay, but that also tells us that there is not an S or a T or an L. So as our next move, let's try and come up with a non-intersecting word, a word that doesn't use any of those first letters, like grain. How about that word? No help at all. Okay. I'd like to come up with another non-intersecting word, but I don't know if there's any letters that we could put together here. Is that a word? Oh, that's a word. Douche. That's a word. It's a... What? What do you mean? What do you mean? That is absolutely a word. It's a feminine cleaning device. I disagree with that. How about that one? Pouch. Pouch. That uses all unused letters. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, see, this is the strategy. When you come up with these three non-intersecting words that don't use any of those previous words. Like I started with just a word, style. And lucky us, it gave us the Y and the E. And then I start with a second non-intersecting word, right, that doesn't use any of those previous 5. And then a second one after that doesn't use any of the previous 10. And then process of elimination, there's only 26 letters, right? And so we just use 15 of them. That only gives us, 11 left. From there, hopefully by then, unless we really goofed it up, there's hopefully only so many words that use the letters that we got. And look what we got, too. We got a P and a Y and an E somewhere, and then an O, lucky us, right at the second. So I'm kind of thinking like it's maybe vowel O, E, could be dopey or mopey, fopey, bopey. This is either dopey or mopey. Let's try it. Mopey. Okay, so it's probably dopey then. Whoops. Could it be something else? Zopey. No, let's try it. Okie doke. There it is. Dopey, one of the 7 dwarves. Dopey. Yeah, Big Funny, you got the idea. You know how this works. Yeah. Big Funny. Okay, and you can see our strategy works 100% of the time. It's something that I just came up with myself. I've never read this in a book or anything. I've never looked up a strategy, an official guide. I know that some people have like go-to words all the time. That's not me. I just come up with a word and then come up with 2 other words that don't use any of those letters. Now, does it always work? Not always. Sometimes it doesn't work. Style, grain, pouch, different non-intersecting words. And then where do the letters go? Well, it's probably blank O, and then like EPY didn't make sense. EYP, like none of those make sense, but OPY or OPEY makes sense. And then we ended up with mopey, and it was not mopey, it was dopey. Dopey. Good. All right, let's see what Strands puzzle is doing for us. Hello, Strands. Oh my gosh. It's going so slow right now. Is that my laptop or my sad internet connection? Used to do the Wordle in ELA, English Language Arts. Honestly, I wonder if a language arts teacher would be happy with you for doing the Wordle instead of frustrated that you were playing around, you know. I'd be proud of you. You guys know I am a teacher, right? So this is, you know, I'm teaching. It's a high school audience, right? 9th through 12th, that age level. So yeah, it's funny. I've you know, audience from all over the world, and some that love you know, that you know, love this kind of sophisticated, you know, wordplay sort of thing, and some people just sliding through their live streams. And hey, welcome if you're just watching the live streams for fun. Good to have you. Good to have you on board. Somebody asked at the beginning why in my thing here, why is the strands yellow? You can see it at the bottom. Why is my thing yellow? Well, number one, because it makes a nice little rainbow. But then the other reason, that was not on purpose, by the way. When I created it, I was like, oh, rainbow. The other thing is the yellow. There in the strands icon, there's like a baby blue and a black and a white and this mustard yellow. And so I just figured I'd throw it in there. All right, in stitches. The theme today for the strands is in stitches. There are 8 words we need to find. One of them is the spangram that goes all the way across or all the way up and down. Yesterday, it was all about laughing. And this one kind of sounds like laughing too, because it's like in stitches. When you're in stitches, you're laughing so hard you can barely control your laughter. But I wonder if today it's literally about stitches, because right here I am seeing the word embroider. Embroider. Oh, here's another one. Knit. Okay, so these are different ways to stitch. Let's see. There's crochet. There's what are different styles of what's that one where you like stretch out a piece and then you like sew it from the back and you can make little pictures with it? That needle point? I don't know. Let's find. Oh, I bet you this is crochet. Hold on. Crochet. Oh, here's the word needle. Wait a minute. This is probably the spangram. Needle. Needlework. There it is. Bast? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that one. Yeah. Oh, cross stitch? Oh, thank you. You're telling me the name of it. Yeah, cross stitch, where you like stretch a piece of fabric and then you like paint a picture with all the threading. Cross stitch. Thank you. I was trying to remember that. Cross stitch. Yeah, you're all pointing. I should look at the chat more often. I'm looking at cross stitch in the chat. Thank you for that. Okay, so we have 5 of 8. That means there are 3 here. 1, 2, 3. These have got to be small words. I'm thinking like 4 letters each. How about patch? Patch is a word. Okay. Mend. These are just generally stitching words. I thought these were styles of stitching. Oh, and to darn. Yep. There it is. There it is. Okay. Perfect puzzle. Perfect in every way. Yeah, darn. Yeah, it's all different sewing things. Okay, so today's theme, in stitches. I love how the theme isn't like perfectly obvious. You have to really kind of pull it out, right? So in stitches is not about laughing. Like yesterday's puzzle was all about laughing, chuckle, and howl. There are different, just crazy words. And today's in stitches about literally stitching things together. So there's embroider, to knit. Oh, that's funny. Knit backwards is tink, like Tinkerbell. Based or oh, I was going to look that up. What does that mean? Bast or based? Based knitting or bast knitting refers to a temporary stitch, often a column of purl stitches used to hold together piece or create a seam that can easily be opened and seamed permanently later, like in a seamless sweater. Oh. I learned something new. That is a new thing. Cool. So based or bast. I keep seeing the word tink, like Tinkerbell. That's so funny. Knit, embroider, crochet, patch, mend, and darn. Darn. I love that word, darn. Nice. All right. And then we're playing our old pal, the letterbox. And if you've never played letterbox before, we are trying to connect all of these letters together. We're trying to use up all 12 letters by moving around this box, right? Today we have to solve it in 5. We have to do 5 different words. We can't use 2 letters on the same side, so no OU words, no PL words, right? RY. Oh no, RY is pretty common. We could do RLY. All right. And of course, as always, if you see some words, I know you really you learn something new every day. If you see any words here, I'd love for you to shout them out, right? Even small words help. You know, maybe we need a small words that connects it together. Let's familiarize ourselves with this puzzle a little bit. There's an O, U, and H on one side, an I, an M, and an A G, a P, and an L, an R, Y, and F. Okay. So we can't do like family because A, M, and I are on the same side. I was going to say pragmatic, but there's not even a T, so. P-R-O. Oh, can't do program because the A and the M are on the same side. Pig. Yeah, we could say pig. Pig. That'll get rid of 3 letters. We have to do this in 5 words. So thinking up 5 words might be a little tricky here. We could start with pig. Let's see where the G takes us. Jim. I mean, that's a word, but we got to use the words. We got to use the letters faster. Jim. Oh, there's no E. Moray. Moray is like the what do you call that? I'm having a hard time coming up with words right now. That pattern when you do like a shallow depth of field on a camera. All right, I think I love these words, but I think they're too short for what we need. I keep coming up with OU words like porous. There's no S, so we can't do that anyway. So how can we get rid of the H? I'm thinking the H could be like PH or GH. Can't do plow. P-L-O-U-G-H. L-A-U-G-H. I love that word. I love that word so much. Thank you for that. Who said that? Yeah, Michael, thank you. That's perfect. Highly. Yorp. Yorp is not a word. In case you're wondering, Yorp is not a word. Yo. Yo is too short. Okay, so I think maybe by ending on the Y, we've painted ourselves in the corner a little bit. So I am going to fix that. Let's write down these words. We had some great words yesterday. Decor, decide, enrage, encode, define, enlarge, grand. So today we are going to do laugh and highly, and that leaves us with an F, an O, an R, a P, and an M. F, O, R, M. Oh, I can't do formal. Dang, that would be a great word. How about formula? Oh, that's a fantastic word. Formula. And then we need to get over to the L somehow. If we can get over to the L, and hopefully use the P too, then we can say laugh and highly. Y-O-M. Does Yom Kippur have 2 P's? I feel like that has 2 P's. Okay, I want to find out. I'm going to write down the word formula so I don't forget. Okay, I want to see if it allows this. I feel like it's 2 words. No, there's no K. There's no K. You're leading me on. I've been led astray. Yom. Just Yom by itself doesn't work. So I bet you Yom Kippur wouldn't work. But I do love this word that we just came up with here. Formula. And then the A could lead us to what? To what? Ah. Say army, but then we're in the exact same position as we were before, where what do we do with the Y? And why is that a genius word? That's only 4 letters. Oh yeah, party. Par. Yeah, there's no T. No, I mean, party could work if there was a T. I think yip is a word. Yip. Pew. That's not how you spell pew. That's a proper name, pew. Pug. We just need to get rid of the H somehow. What did we use for the H here? Highly. Yeah, yip is a word. Yip worked. I'm just thinking, so highly would be great, and then highly would end us on yip and pug. I wrote down formula. I need to write down army too, just in case. Okay, we're going to drain the swamp, and I already forgot what we were going to do. Help. Okay, so what if we went highly? I had to look at my letters again. Highly. Hey, game player. I'm so glad to see you in my feed again. I guess I showed up in your feed, huh? You're showing up in my chat. Okay, so highly. And that led us to yip. And yip, we could go lots of different ways with yip. Prague, that doesn't really help us though. We're back on the G. And actually, it's better if we don't do that because we could go pug here. Pug. I mean, look at what's left. We just need the word formula. I mean, there it is. How do we get over to the F, though? Okay, you ready for this? Pilaf. Oh, what a word. What a word. Oh my gosh. In honor of pilaf, I might make some rice pilaf tonight. And then watch this. We go for formula. There it is. Ladies and gents, that's how we do. That is how we do. Here, let's hit the X. Look at that. Highly. The Y led us to yip. The P led us to pilaf. Rice pilaf. Sounds good to me. It's got onion and, gosh, what else? It's got chicken broth. Rice pilaf. Delicious. And then formula. Formula. Cool. Cool. While I've got you here, I could use your help. I think I've told this to a lot of you before, but I am in the running right now for America's Favorite Teacher. I teach TV broadcast, photography, and video, all the fun stuff. And I am right now in the running to become America's Favorite Teacher. Problem, though, I'm in second place. And so you can use the link in the pinned comment or the link in the description or the link on the channel. the link on the channel page. And go cast your vote. You do need to verify a Facebook account, and you can vote once every 24 hours. Once that vote goes in, you can't vote again for another 24 hours. But you can cast one free vote once every 24 hours. I would appreciate it if you did. You don't have to. There's no obligation to. I don't care one way or another. If you really do or you really don't want to, it would be pretty awesome if you do, though, because if I win, I get $25,000 and a trip to Hawaii. It would be insane. And I told you the story before that if I win, that car, I've already got a car, like imagining, like, oh, what would I do? What is it? What's the number one rule? It's got a sunroof. I know, it's petty of me. My very favorite car in my entire world that I ever drove, you're gonna laugh, but it was a 2001 PT Cruiser, and it had a sunroof. Nothing else in my entire driving experience ever had a sunroof. I rented a car one time with a sunroof. I take that back. I rented a car, but I don't know if that counts. But anyway, help me get to first place again. I was in first place for weeks, literally weeks. And then this gal, Kiki Powell, very cool teacher. I read her bio not that long ago, and she looks like a really fun teacher. I would love to have, in fact, any of these teachers as my teacher when I was a kid. But yeah, if we could boost me back up to first place, that would be insane. That would be so cool. Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, this is the pattern of it. So there's the top 20, the top 15. They start knocking people out one by one. And you saw we are currently in the top 10, and I'm in second place. I need to be, and it's okay that I'm in second place, but by third, I need to be in first place, or else they drop me, and I don't want to be dropped. I want to win. All right. Let's go over our puzzles. Some of you guys saw this. We ended up doing more than just today's puzzles. Accidentally, we did tomorrow's mini crossword puzzle as well, which is kind of silly. Okay, the connections puzzle. This one was tricky. I'm glad I got your help. Yeah. Your lag. I mean, it may be you. It may also be me. I have a terrible internet connection at my house. So if it's starting to lag real bad, don't blame yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. It might be me. My internet connection just stinks. So, okay. So in the connections puzzle today, words that modify watch. How about a pocket watch, a smart watch, a stopwatch, and a wristwatch? And then things with wings. We've got airplanes, ferries, flies, and a hospital has wings. That's cute. Captivate, to absorb, to entrance, not entrance, to entrance, to grab, and to rivet. Words repeated in Miss Mary Mac. I am not 11 years old anymore, so I don't remember the words to Miss Mary Mac, but apparently she wore all black and she had buttons all down her back. And that's all I remember. Okay, so let's do it in date order. This was the puzzle for yesterday. I did not do this one yesterday. I did today's yesterday, so we're kind of switching it around. Oops, don't go there. That's the main bar. We want to go here. There we go, where the answers are. Answers. Can't even talk. Okay. Auction offer. A bid. Side of a diamond. A facet. School subject that anagrams to a garble, fittingly. Algebra is a garble, so that's good. Apple laptop is a MacBook. U.S. city that's home to 71 streets with Peachtree in their names. Who knew? That's Atlanta. I knew it was somewhere in Georgia. It was Atlanta, Georgia. Wikipedia.org, weather.com. Those are sites, websites. Higher ed degree, maybe a PhD. One way of resealing tortilla chips, a bag clip. That's funny. Athlete's frigid recovery treatment, an ice bath. No thank you. Prepared to eat as a fish, to debone, take the bones out. Shoes without heels, flats. Brings out, trots. Now, I didn't understand that one. What do you mean, trots? Brings out, trots out. physicians group, that is the AMA, the American Medical Association. And then Belcalis marlensis almanzar, a.k.a. Cardi B. A.k.a. All right, that was Saturday's puzzle. Now let's do Sunday's puzzle. Women's World Cup team that had a rivalry with the U.S. during the 2010s. That's Japan. Forgive me if you saw this one already, because we just barely went over it yesterday. Napoleon's punishment during the 1810s, twice exile. At first I said death, and I was like, no, I think you only need that once. You don't need 2 death sentences. Component of muscle tissue, sinew. At first I said fiber, muscle fiber. Sinew makes sense there. Wrecked beyond repair, total. I still miss those cars. I really do. The first two. The first was the 1991 Corolla wagon. Oh, I love. You could camp in the back. You could put the seats down and like hang out in the back. It was great. The PT Cruiser was just a dreamy car. Leather interior, sunroof, manual transmission. I only had it for 6 months, and then a meat truck barreled into the back of me. And then the car I currently drive, they didn't give us enough money to like actually buy, with a settlement or whatever. So I sadly had to buy the car back. So it's a salvage title. It's this dinosaur of a car. Like the air at a hookah lounge, smoky. Joking remarks, jests. Statement of truth, axiom. Kind of bean using refried beans, pinto beans. Spring a leak. I just barely told you the story about how my kitchen sprung a leak. My wife called me in a panic, and then we went to Lowe's and we bought a new faucet. Looks beautiful. Oh, it looks really nice, and works like a charm. It even has this mode where you like push the button and it sprays really hard, almost like when you put your thumb over the nozzle on the hose out back. A fresh, newly. Okay. And then, sorry about this, but I accidentally did tomorrow's puzzle today. So Michael called me out on that one. So we're doing today's puzzle tomorrow and tomorrow puzzle today. Who knows what? Yesterday we did today's puzzle. It's a mess. Okay. Hey, want to hear a secret? Psst. Spooky story, like the stories of your house. The levels of your house. The attic is the spookiest one. Baby grand for one, a piano. Perfectly behaved child, an angel. I got a couple angels in my family. Something to cram for, a test. Letter between O and Q, so that would be the P. Oscar, Papa. Do you say Quebec or Quebec in the NATO alphabet? R for Romeo. S. Oh boy, what is S? F is Foxtrot. I used to have it memorized. G for golf. I don't remember what S is. H for hotel. What's S? Okay, this is gonna drive me crazy. Sorry, I'm on a tangent. I know. NATO alphabet, the phonetic alphabet. Let's just pull up a picture here. Okay, maybe a tiny bit bigger picture might be nice. Here, I'll put it up here so you can see it too. Can you see that? No, you can't even see it. There. Okay, the NATO phonetic alphabet. A alpha, B bravo, C Charlie, D delta, E echo, F foxtrot, G golf, H hotel, I India, J Juliet, K kilo, L Lima, M Mike. Oh, I forgot that one. M for Mike. N November, O Oscar, P Papa, Q Quebec, R Romeo, S Sierra. Oh, I think I knew that one. S for Sierra. T Tango, it's a great one. U for uniform, V Victor, W Whiskey, X X-ray, Y Yankee, and Z Zulu. So we're doing Monday's puzzle. That's silly. Period of work, a stint, temporary. Yeah. All the world, per a famous line from Shakespeare. All the world's a stage. Pointy parts of a fork are the tines. Indianapolis football player is a colt. Okay. Today's Wordle was Dopey, right? One of the 7 dwarves. Is that in honor of Snow White? Maybe that's in honor of the Snow White movie that's just coming out, which has had mixed reviews, apparently. I have not seen it. I usually, I don't know, call me crazy, but I tend to not agree with paying so much for movies, so I tend to wait until it's either in the cheaper theater or wait until it's on Disney Plus or something. So style, grain, pouch, those are my 3 non-intersecting words, and that gave us a Y, an E, and an O, and a P, and the O was in the correct place. And I think, gosh, it's either mopey or dopey. And I tried mopey first. It was not, so I tried dopey, which was the correct one. Next was the Strands puzzle. I love Strands. It's like a word search, right? The word search that got you bouncing all around, right? There's tons of words that could kind of be all over the place. Tomorrow's crossword. Oh, are you a Colts fan? Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So, crochet in stitches. Crochet, embroider, knit, bast or baste. Is that bast? I think it's bast. Mend and darn. All those are needlework. Okay. All right. This one took some reverse engineering, the letterbox puzzle, but we did fine. We did great. So, highly, the Y led us to yip. The P led us to pilaf, rice pilaf, delicious. And the F led us to formula. Formula. Fantastic. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed today. Great story time. Great help from you guys during the puzzles. And, yeah, anyway, happy Sunday. Hopefully you get some rest today. Maybe take a nap. Who knows? I don't know, if you take a nap this late, then before you know it, you're going to be at 10 at night, and then you can't go back to bed. So do what you need to do, maybe get some rest, but get ready for the week. So you guys are awesome. I will catch you on the next one. See ya.